Welcome to today's video. We are going to work through a PD Warrior exercise program today. So PD Warrior was an exercise program developed in Australia for people living with PD. It's a fantastic program. Today we're going to work through and learn the movements. In the next video, we'll put them all together and have a pretty good workout with that. Today you will get movement out of today's workout, but maybe not as strenuous of workout as we do in some of the other videos. So if you're looking for that, you might want to piece this together with one of the other videos for a little bit of workout. But we are going to run through the movements. And again, you can make those movements challenging for yourself so you will get exercise quality out of today. I do have some props to use today, so I'm going to go through those right now. You can makeshift, kind of see what you have in your house to substitute if you don't have these exact things. Or as always, you can go without props and you will still get benefit out of the exercises. So first thing I have is a plush ball. So it's squishy, it's light. The reason I want it light is because we are going to throw it against a wall. So you can use a pillow. You can use nothing, but something light that you can throw with force against a wall. Important. Okay, then I have we have some scarves, and I know we've used scarves or towels or something like that in some of our other workouts. So I have two scarves that are lighter in weight, and we will be throwing these and catching them. And then I have a little heavier piece of fabric that I've cut. It's roughly the same size that I use as well. So you can use, again, a kitchen towel, washcloth, or if you have something lighter, piece of fabric, scarf, something like that. I have the bands. So if you have bands, we will be using this for a pull apart motion. And then I have markers for the floor. So I have my dots. So these I put on the floor, and I'll be using for markers for a few of the exercises. So they'll be in a square, kind of 4-square pattern on the floor, and we'll hit those and teach you the exercises that go along with the markers on the floor. You can use Post-it notes. You can use just a piece of paper, a piece of tape on your floor, something that just gives you a visual marker as we move through some of the exercises. So play around with it, see what works for you. Again, the way we're going through the movements today, it's really instructional to get and figure out what that movement is, and then we'll incorporate it for a little more strenuous exercise next time. So you still may need some water today. Get your water, get your balance support, whatever you need, and we'll get going. Because we're going to be moving a bit, we are going to do a warm-up to get us into the mode of exercise. So go ahead and start with a shoulder roll. Pull those shoulders up, back, down, and around. Get yourself moving. Take some good breaths, welcoming your body to the workout today. Okay, good. Go ahead and go to a march. Slow and steady. You're going to sway from side to side. And it's a tall knee march, bringing those knees up and up. Now let's get those arms involved so they're not just hanging out. We're going to reach up and up, up and up. Big marches. Waking up that body. If you want to get more information about PD Warrior, look it up online. It's a whole, like I said, a whole exercise program. You can join their community. It's wonderful. I really like it. I think that it's a really good directed exercise program. And I really think that getting all the resources that you can is invaluable. And so it's just another place you can find different exercises and keep yourself moving. Go ahead and take those feet wide. We're going to do a cross reach. Reach across and across. Open those fingers. Across and across. Stretch and reach. Some good rotation through your spine with that extra stretch. to your high leg, high knee, reaching march, reaching up, reaching up. So notice if you're going with your opposite limbs as you do this. That's what we're looking for. So when your right knee goes up, your left hand goes up and vice versa. Okay, good. Wide feet for that cross reach again. Open those fingers, open and stretch. Reach and stretch. Okay, big marching again. Knees up and reaching with those hands up, 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 up. Good. Roll those shoulders. Pull them up, back, down, and around. And cross reach, cross reach, cross reach, cross reach. Excellent. Okay, come to center. Give yourself something to sit on, whether it's a chair or I have a little stool here. I'm going to use this stool today. You're going to have a seat. You're going to bring those feet about hip or chair leg width apart. The first exercise we're going to perform today is called a sky reach. The movements with PD Warrior are big. We're finishing the entire range of motion. We're really reaching and stretching, and the quality of movement that we do with PD Warrior is really important, and that's a main focus of the exercises. So it's not so much on quantity, it's on quality of movement. So that's why we're having this whole video of really precise learning, dialing in to what the movement is. So the sky reach, we're gonna reach down to the opposite leg. Try to reach down as far as you can. So on the outside of your leg, run your hand down that leg. Find that stretch at the bottom. And then in a strong, solid motion, we're going to reach up to the sky. Big hands, reaching up, shifting your weight, and extending as high as you can. Reach down and reach up. So we're going to stay on one side. We'll do a few more reaches. Reach and stretch down and reach up. So each movement, again, not for quantity, quality. The stretch down, we're really feeling the end range of motion there. And then the up motion is a powerful, vigorous extension up. Open that hand. Stretch through your torso. Extend through your elbow. Okay, let's go one more on that side. Reach down, stretch down, and up. Good. Now let's try the other side. Same idea. Reach and stretch down. Notice if you feel any different on this side. Are you a little more tight? Is it harder? Or is it easier? What is it? Reach up. Stretch down. Feel that stretch. Enjoy it. And then up. Look to your fingers. Sit up tall. Stretch and reach down. Cross your body. And up. Let's go one more. Stretch and reach down. And up. Good. Let's just go 3 on each side. So sit up tall. your pace. We'll give you about a minute to do these. So again, each one is done on purpose. You're paying attention to the whole motion. So you're paying attention as you stretch and reach down. Tighten through your torso when you're here to support that movement of up. Stretch it down. Up. One more time. Stretch it down to the side. Stretch and reach. Belly button, spine. Draw your body up and big. How's your posture through your torso? Check on that. How's that rotation? Are you looking up tall to those fingers? Come back to your center. Now we'll go the other way. 3 on this side. Pace yourselves. Stretch and reach down. Tightening through your core, through that torso. Up. Stretch and reach down. And the sky reach. Up tall, zipped all the way up through that spine. Stretch and reach tall. And up. Good. Come back to your center. So that is the sky reach. Next, we're going to go ahead and do an overhead ball toss. If you are more comfortable sitting for this, you can sit. Bring those feet together. The ball toss, we're working on your upper body strength, that range of motion over your head, and core strength. So anytime, if you just lift up your arms now, kind of bring them forward and back, like you're going to throw a ball over your head, you'll feel you have to engage those muscles in your core. So that's what we're working on as we go through this. When we stand, we add that element of instability to it. So it's going to be where you're comfortable. So the effort for this, you're reaching up, you're stretching back as far as you can, and then we're extending as if we're going to throw. So I'm going to start with the seated. I'm going to move this back. This is where you would use your ball or pillow. If you want to get a toy like this, I found this on Amazon. It's actually where I find most of my props and toys. So sitting up nice and tall in that chair, if you're doing this seated, you're going to take that prop, whatever you're using, up tall. So the first thing, you're going to reach back, stretch it back, and you're going to get behind that and you're going to throw it to the wall. You want to try and catch it. So as you throw it, you're extending, you're really trying to find a target and with force, throw it into the wall and catch it back. Up tall, reach back, throw it. Before that throw, you're tightening through that core, supporting that motion. Up tall, reach back, throw. 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 A lot of work in the upper body. So that's the seated version. If you prefer to do this standing, go ahead and stand up. Give yourself a good base of support. So you can go with wide feet. If you're feeling pretty stable with your balance, you can bring your feet closer. This is going to increase that difficulty level as we reach back and throw it. So standing tall, same idea as when you're sitting. You're reaching up, reaching back, and pushing the ball to that wall. Whole body moves forward. You're drawing from your torso, your back, your spine, and your abs, front of your stomach. Your legs are tight because they've got to control that motion as we're shifting our weight through that throw. So give it a few tries. Reach up, toss. Regroup between each one. Reach up, toss. So the regroup between each one ensures that every time you do this toss, the effort is your 100%. So if we continue, we just kind of toss it, toss it, toss it. We get going really quickly, and that third effort might not be as good as our first effort. We want each of these movements to be their own 100% effort. So take your time between each one. If you're doing this working up to that 100% effort. If you do 8 of them, your effort will feel as hard as if you did 20 of them just back to back to back. So that's what we're working for, quality, not quantity. So let's do 3 on your pace. I'll give you about a minute to do them. And go ahead. Reset your feet between each one. Take a breath. So that's our ball toss. So you can put that one down. So that's the overhead toss. And again, if you don't have a pillow or a ball, you just take your hands up, go through the motion. You can still draw that energy and make those muscles work. So see what works for you. The next exercise we're going to work through is called Over the River. For this one, I'm going to use the band here as my river. Red so you can see it, but I'm going to put this down on the floor. And you want to have room for this one, so we're going to go sideways here. So I'm going to move my chair out of the way. If you need your chair for balance, put your chair right in the center of your river so that you can use it as you step. Okay, so you can stand, step, okay, and hold on to that chair for your support. I'm going to demonstrate the movement without that, but keep yourself safe. So this movement, you're employing your counting techniques. So as you step over, you want to be tall. You want to make sure, again, each movement is specific. So this over the river, it's a big raging river. So we got to step big over this river. Use your hands. Each movement is slow and precise. So the first one is the step. Step over that river. What are my hands doing? They're helping with this movement. Okay. Then we got to bring that back leg. We have to get it over the same way. So bring it back. Step. Now, a good analogy to kind of get this next part is think of your feet as stuck in the mud. And when your feet are stuck in the mud, you have to really lift them up. That's the effort. We're going to lift those feet up in a 4 count as we turn. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're facing our river again. 4 count to turn. Now that big step over the river again. Reach and step opposition. So I'm going to have my right leg go. My left arm is going to reach forward for that big step over the river. Over the river. And I'm stepped, I'm stretched. Now I got to bring that other foot to meet it. Big step. Now my 4 count to turn again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm back around. Here we go again with that over the river. Opposition. Step. Step. 4 count to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a big step over that river. Step. Step. And a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my river. Let's go 2 more times over this river. Nice and tall. Big first step. 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 4 count to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Finish it up and we'll do our turn on the other side. Big step. 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 4 count to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice work. So the slower we go on this movement, the more you're going to feel your balance getting challenged. It's all a little sneaky part of it. So go ahead and make sure that as you do this, each movement is its own movement. Each movement is important to the total work of it. So that is the over the river. Next, we're going to do the scarf snatch. So you're going to grab your scarf, your towel, whatever you're using for that. I'm going to go ahead and use, let's see, this scarf. I think you can see better. Move my river. All right, so the scarf snatch. Again, these movements are precise and dynamic. So we're going to take that scarf and we're actually trying to snatch it out of the sky. So we're throwing it up. When we grab it, you're going to take it as quickly as you can out of the air. So you're going to toss it up, grab it. Okay, regroup. Because we're managing where this is falling, looking at all of that, maybe having to move our feet a little bit, there's that balance element. Give yourself the time at the end to stick the landing. If you don't feel like you can do this without balance support, hold on to the wall, hold on to your chair with the other hand, or go ahead and sit down and just really work with the upper body. So as you move through this, what works for you and what keeps you safe. Wide feet to start, toss it up, grab it, regroup, toss it up, snatch. Okay, can you take that extra step? Can you make it a little more challenging? Can you do a clap before you grab the scarf? What works for you? What makes it a little more fun, a little more challenging, getting you moving? Throw it up hard, grab it. Come up to tall. Toss it up, snatch. Okay, switch arms. As you know, you may have one arm that works a little better. Do your best, both sides. Okay, here we go. Toss it up, snatch it. Pull it all the way back. Finish through. Here we go again. Toss it up, snatch it. Come up tall. Do a few more. Toss it up, snatch it. Good. Let's go 3 more. Toss it up, snatch it. Good. 1 more. Toss it up, snatch it. Find your balance. Good. So that's the scarf snatch. A little different. Keeps your eyes up. Gets that posture up tall. And a quick reflex as we grab it and pull that scarf down. So good job on that. TADAs are next. It's kind of what it sounds like. When you say TADA, you can't really, it elicits its own emotion, right? TADA. So chest is high with a TADA. It's pretty hard to TADA. Like it just loses its meaning. So we want to stay high. TADA. What are we thinking? It's the end of a stunt. It's something big. It's the big finish. We should probably do this as the last exercise as a big finish, but we're not. So here we go with a TADA. We're going to take a big step forward, similar to the over the river, but it's just that one step. TADA! Coming out, opening big, chest is high. We're looking up. We're telling everybody, look what we did. TADA! And you're going to bring it back. We'll go ahead and switch from right to left. Okay, so we're going to switch to your other foot. Same idea, you're going to reach up. Ta-da! Use your voice with this. Okay, practice that voice too. Our arms are extended, our fingers are wide, our chest is up, and we're happy. Bring it back. I'll do it sideways so you can see what it looks like to the side. Ta-da! And bring it back. And then the other side, other leg. Ta-da! Swinging those arms out, looking up high, and bring it back. So we'll do a few more of these. Take a breath in between. So each movement is your best movement for that repetition. Here we go. Ta-da! Bring it back. Give a wiggle. Other leg. Ta-da! Bring it back. Give a wiggle. Good work. So that's our TADA. Next step, we're going to do the stop and squat. I like this exercise a lot because I think squats are super important for all of the movements that we do. I'm going to use my bench. You can use your chair. You want to have something that you can sit on. So you're going to be up tall. Go ahead and sit down to your chair or your bench. So with the stop and squat, we think squat, okay, coming down to that chair. Our hips are back so that we would hit the chair when we come down. Heels stay down. We're going to keep our hands pushed out in front of us, as if we're pushing someone to stop and stay away from us. Now, where this comes in as super challenging, right now I'm sitting. Instead of sitting, you're just squatting. So there's no weight on the chair. It's there for safety and for kind of a measure of how deep you want to squat down. So we start up tall, and at the bottom we stop. Listen to yourself. You're actually going to say stop. You can use your voice to this, to raise your voice, work on those vocal cords, say it loudly, give yourself that command. So we're up tall, and we stop. So right now we're just hovering, right? Our hips are back. If we sat, we'd be fine, but we're hovering, we're working through those legs, and then up. You're going to explode up through those legs, work through that movement, up tall again. Another stop and squat. Here we go, up tall, stop. Balance it out, wiggle those toes, and forcefully stand up to tall, ready to go. Up. Power through those legs. Quality. Get your movements precise. Ready yourself, and stop. Hips are back, weights on your heels, and up tall. Let's do 3 more. Stop. Come up to tall. Stop. Come up to tall. Oh, that was a little slow on my part. Explode up. Here we go. Stop. And come up to tall. Good. Okay, so that's the stop and squat. So again, practicing through these movements, trying to get it precise. When we put these all together, we'll really get a lot of energy that we're working through. Next up, we've got our penguin waddle. So for the penguin, this is where I would use my markers on the floor. So I'm going to use my dots. You have Post-its or tape, something you want to put on the floor. This would be a good time to do it. All right. You can see all of those. So for the penguin waddle, you're going to put your feet on those dots about hip width apart. So in that square, you want your dots about hip width apart. The penguin waddle, just imagine a penguin waddling through the snow. Think of yourself as super straight. So your knees stay pretty locked. This motion really works through your hips, the side of your hips, keeping those knees straight. It works on your balance, and it works on your movement of your foot as you push yourself off to waddle to the other side. So we're going to start with a straight side to side waddle. What are your arms doing? We get to use your arms too. So we can cross them over here, out wide, over, and out wide. How does that help you with your balance? Just notice, keeping those knees nice and straight. This is a weight shift that we're working on. And right now we're just working between 2 dots. So we can move this penguin waddle throughout all of our dots. So we're going to go forward and back in this waddle. Waddle it forward and waddle it back. So you're keeping your knees straight, but we're moving in a little bit more of a step. And we may be taking those legs a little further to work through those 4 dots. Good. You may be feeling this a little bit on the outsides of your legs. That's where we're working. That's okay. We can also do a rotate waddle, okay? So as we go through side to side with those arms, get them going. And now I'm going to go in a circle. So I'm going to come forward, just switching each, coming around to get that full rotation going. Okay? So different things you can do with it to make it a little more challenging, but definitely working through that waddle. So that's the penguin waddle. Next up, we've got a 007. So 007, just think, I prefer Charlie's Angels, but 007 works too. We're going to get in a wide stance. So feet are wider than your hips. You're going to do a tall squat, so knees are soft. Now we're going to get your little finger gun going. Not a fan of guns, but the movement's really good. Here we go. So you're reaching out, and we're going to go, like I said, kind of Charlie's Angels pose. So we're going to rotate off to the side and get that back leg down if you can. Okay, so it's a soft knee in the back. Eyes are up, and you're really extended through your shoulders, elbows, reaching those fingers out, and then back to center, and then the other way, and back to center. Okay, and give yourself a little movement in the legs in between each one. Now, that first demonstration, pardon me, was pretty controlled. We're going to speed it up, put some force in it with that strong, tall, controlled movement. So soft knees, arms are out forward and off to one side. Give yourself your own go command. Ready, go. And you stop right even in that back leg is down and you're reaching out. We're extended, but our torso is tall. And then we're going to come back to the center with that same energy. Ready, go. Good. And then the other way. Over and back. Soft knees. Give yourself a shake out. Let's go again. Soft. Get those arms out. I'm going to go the opposite direction first. Up tall and go. So I take my hip with me. I take that back hip with me. And then to the center. I find sound effects work best. And then off to the side. Ready? Back knees soft. And to the center. Good. Shake it out. We're going to go one more to each direction. Soft knees, arms out, and shift. Back to center. And other way. Back to center. Good. Shake it out. Come up. Give yourself a little shake. Water if you need it. We have one more exercise. So this last one, again, we're going to use our dots on the floor, which is why I left them, because this is the box step. So you've made your box with your Post-its or with my dots, I've made the box. So similar to the stuck in the mud, we're going to walk through our box as big as we can. Arms are used in this, high knees, lifting those feet up as if you're stepping over a barrier, okay? So we're gonna start with just a forward and a back box step. Up to the forward, up to the forward. And then you're gonna go backwards to the first two dots you were at. Lift, step back, lift, step back. Okay, so forward and back. Again, good precise movements. Lift, step, lift, step, lift back, lift back. Lift forward, lift forward, lift back, lift back. Are your fingers open? Relax through your shoulders. Let's go again. Lift forward, lift forward, lift back, lift back, lift forward, lift forward, lift back, lift back. Stand up tall, eyes up for now. As you're doing this, I know that the tendency will be to look down to make sure you're stepping in the right place. Give that a go, but then try to make sure that you're looking back up in between each movement. Get that posture up and tall. Focus on that. With the box step, similar to the penguin, we can also do our box step in a rotation. So from here, I'm going to rotate around in a circle. Lift up. This back leg is going to step back. Okay, now I got to get this one forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. And I did my circle. Then I would want to go the other way to even myself out. So again, precise movements, working through, exercising, kind of feeling your whole body move. Those are the movements we're going to do. So we've gone through all of them. You've had some practice. In the next video, we'll really work. You may already feel like you worked out a bit. That's good. These movements are really, again, precise, powerful, and I want you to work on elevating your effort throughout each movement. So we're going to get through this. We'll revisit it a few times and have a good time with it and open up your toolbox to let these different types of movements in. Let's go ahead and finish with stretching head to toe. Up tall, we're going to start with a look over to the right and back to center, and a look over to the left and back to center, to the right, center, to the left, center, to the right, center, to the left. Good. Now you're going to bring that chin up to the ceiling. Push your chin to the ceiling. And then down to your chest. Up to the ceiling. And down to your chest. One more time. Lift it up. And down. Good. Moving to your shoulders. Pull those shoulders up, back, down, and around. Big shoulder circles. Let those arms play into that. Okay, now reverse it back. Crunching forward, down and around. 2, 3, 4. Okay, take those fingers, take them out wide to the side, reaching back. Eyes up, chest up. Breathing in, exhale forward. Give yourself a big hug. Cross at the elbows. Keep those hands coming around. Circle, come forward a bit. And reverse it. Stand up tall, lift that chest high. Take those arms back, open those fingers. Big breath in, exhale. Cross your arms at the elbows, keep them hugging. Okay. Side bend. So up tall. Take one hand just down, reach towards your knee. Stretching that opposite side. Come up to center. And then the other way. Hand goes down your side. And stretch it up. Good. Use your chair or the wall. We're going to do a stagger stance. One foot goes back far. Push that heel into the floor. Your front leg, you're going to push your toes forward. Come up tall, bend into the front knee, keeping that back heel down. Settle into that back heel. Feel a long stretch down the back of that back leg. If you don't feel it, you can reach your front foot forward a little more. Soften the front knee, keep the back heel down. So as we're doing these stretches, just breathe calmly. Stay nice and lengthened. Come up to toe and switch. Other foot goes back. Press that back heel into the floor. Bring your front toe forward, soften the front knee. Your hips just sink forward, keeping that back heel down. Torso stays tall. Calming breaths. Relax your shoulders out of your ears. Let that stretch happen. And come up to tall. All right, we'll finish with our breaths together. Breathing in. Bring those arms up. Fill up your lungs. Exhale them out. Another one. And exhale. And third one, breathing in all the good and greatness that you have done today, that you feel. Bring those palms together. Exhale through your center. Feeling like you got some good out of this today. And you learned a lot because we will use it in the next video. Okay, everyone, thank you for being here. I will see you next time. Get ready.